Let's create some digital products and launch your digital product business. Timestamps below, along with some other helpful videos to actually finding and attracting customers once you've created some products. Now, what we want to do here is let's find some product ideas that you can launch in the next 1 to 3 weeks as opposed to the next 1 to 3 months. So here's some examples. My personal favorites are going with tools and templates like a planner, calculator, template, or script. Then you could also make collections. And so this is where maybe you create a bunch of stock photography or you create a media pack that someone can use in terms of printables or for their brand. And then of course you can take all of those ideas and bundle them together, which is going to be one of our steps. And finally, we have information-based products like workshops, private membership sites, and of course, ebooks, which I recommend you do last on this list. And that's simply because tools and templates are going to be the fastest to put together, and they're going to get you to market the quickest because they're the fastest to put together, and they have the easiest selling proposition where you don't have to have really fancy sales copywriting or real fancy sales process in order to communicate the value and actually make some sales with them. Now, here are a couple of examples. One of the templates that we offer, this sells for less than $5, is what we call our sales funnel organizer. And it's a simple Word document where someone can go through the steps that we go through when we create a new sales funnel. It's about 7 or 10 pages long. Another example would be a script. So we took some of the YouTube ads that have been successful for our clients, we dissected what was working in terms of how we structured our script, and then we sold that as a script for other business owners to copy our proven process. Finally, when I was a registered investment advisor, I thought it would be a good idea to write a book when nobody knew who the heck I was and publish it to Amazon. And you could probably guess how that turned out. Although it is an example of creating an ebook, and it's also why I pretty much never recommend starting off writing an ebook. Starting off with templates, scripts, and tools is going to be much faster to get to market. And while you might not make as much money in the long run, it will allow you to start getting some customers. And it's a lot easier to sell information products to people who've already purchased a template or tool from you. Now, when it comes to what specifically might work for you and your business, I'll link up in the cards and the description to a full-blown video that has lots more examples of digital products. Here, we're going to go through a quick exercise to figure out what your niche should be and what type of template you might want to put together. And of course, you can always pause on this graphic, timestamps below. And the first thing you want to do to find the perfect niche or idea for yourself is to make a comprehensive list of all of the skills, trainings, and certifications that you have. And then you're going to look at that list and choose 3 of them where you've achieved extraordinary results or you're super passionate about it. And then step number 3, you want to identify what got in the way of your success. What was really hard about achieving that skill or achieving that result? And then number 4, you want to describe how your life has been different as a result of overcoming that roadblock or overcoming those challenges. This is going to help you a tremendous amount when you actually have to write product descriptions and headlines and sales copy. Then number 5, we're actually going to start identifying what uniquely you figured out that other people haven't figured out yet. By the way, you don't have to be like the best person in the world. You just have to be helpful to someone who hasn't achieved the results you've already achieved. And so with number 5, all we're doing is going to describe the strategies, processes, methods, or kind of aha moments we had that allowed us to achieve those results and overcome those roadblocks. Finally, step number 6 is to choose the one that had the biggest impact on your life, because that's most likely the subject that you're going to be the most passionate about and care most about. And so if you look at your own chart here that you've probably made with a couple of ideas from your own personal experiences, then you're really going to want to focus on that roadblock section and figure out, okay, my ideal customer or someone else who's in the same shoes that you used to be in, they're at point A, and they want to get to point B, which is one of the results that you've achieved, right? And there's all those roadblocks, all those baby steps they have to take along that way. And so what are different tools and templates that we can create for them to help them with each one of those baby steps? And of course, there's going to probably be some big roadblock later on down the road and some larger ones down the road, and we won't worry about those for now. Those are great for actual membership sites and workshops and private masterminds. Here, what we want to do at the bottom, we want to focus on the bottom where we're making those smaller products that don't take as long for us to make and give people shorter term results. That doesn't mean they're not valuable. Obviously, a template or script is probably going to sell for $5 to $10 versus a private mastermind or workshop that could sell for hundreds. But this is going to allow you to get in the game, actually start learning about your customers, and of course, actually start generating some income as opposed to slaving over a course and just spending months trying to get everything together before you have a single customer. And so hopefully you have some ideas by now of what your niche could be and what different templates you could actually create or scripts. Of course, you can go to a place like Etsy or Creative Market to get some examples, and that's actually one of the places you can wind up turning around and selling your products. So a quick little asterisk before we move on here to the bundles and designing your actual offer is one of the most powerful things you can do is get really specific, right? Because let's take planners for example. If you go to Etsy or Creative Market, there are a ton of different planners out there. And so one of the ways that a lot of sellers like to differentiate themselves is I make planners for students, or I make planners for college students, or I make planners for med students, or I make planners for like med grad students or whatever. I don't know what the different levels are, but hopefully you get the point where the more specific you are with who exactly the script or template is for, the less customers you get overall, but you're going to have a much better customer base long term because you are really creating a product specifically for a very tight niche of people. And so that's going to stand out to someone who's, let's say, in med school versus just buying the generic one. And there are a lot of generic ones and probably not as many for that specific person. Although now that I say that's probably a bad example, I'm sure we'd go over to Etsy or Creative Market and there are a ton of examples, but hopefully that helps you come up with how you can make a template, script, calculator or tool unique to whatever your skill set is to help a very specific person. Now, the second step here is once you've actually come up with some ideas is to come up with a bundle, because one of the awesome things you can do is create all these individual products, but you can also immediately put them together and offer them as a bundle. And sometimes that's where you'll start, right? So because bundles can sell anywhere from $15 to $50 or $75 versus an individual script tool or template is probably going to be $10 or $20 or less, right? And so creating a bundle is a very quick way to go from 1 to 2 products to 3 or 4 products right off the bat. And you might find that the bundle winds up selling better than the individual products that you've made. So it's an instant split test. And so you can launch with a couple individual and then lump them together into a bundle. Of course, the sum of buying them individually should be more than what the bundle costs, right? So the bundle should actually offer some sort of discount as an incentive for buying them all at once. Now, when it comes to actually creating your tools and templates, the good news is you can probably get away with 90% free software when it comes to creating them, and sometimes even 100. So when it comes to templates like resource guides or a follow along workbook or script, all you need for your final deliverable is going to be a Google Doc, a Word doc, or a PDF. The way you create these, you can use Canva, PowerPoint, Google Documents, Google Slides, and then a tool that I like recommending that's free called PDF Escape. And PDF Escape will actually allow you to make your PDF editable. So you can add drop-down fields, people can actually type into the PDF. I'll link up in the cards and the description to a video that goes through how to actually create a full-on worksheet or workbook using the free version of Canva. And then of course, when it comes time to sell, well, selling on your own site to your own audience is always going to be best. But when you're just getting started and you probably don't have a traffic plan or big audience yet, or small audience at all, then going to a place like Etsy or Creative Market is a great place to start. There are lots of awesome channels here on YouTube that explain how to do your product listings, how to do search engine optimization. You don't need to purchase a course to actually get started there. And I actually recommend you don't, because it should just be a stepping stone to your own membership site. Now, finally, when it comes to how to deliver these, you can simply use a Google Drive share link, and you can actually just create a link inside of your own private drive where if someone clicks on it, they'll be able to access the files or the folder that has all of the files. And so once you've created 3 to 4 of these small products, you've created one of your bundles. Let's say you have 5 digital products on Etsy or Creative Market, and they are live, they're up, they're ready to go. Congratulations, you are ahead of 98% of the other people who started down this path, right? And then you're ready for phase 2, which is building your own platform. But you want to do this part after you already have your products all set up when it comes to starting your digital product business. And so you're actually going to want to start to create your own system for automating the delivery, because those other places take fees and you can't do things like upsells, and it's going to actually hamper your long-term growth. So what you want to do is, once you have those up and live, hopefully you're making a little bit of sales here and there, or you're at least getting questions about your products so you can start learning who your customers actually are. You can use something like Teachable, or what I recommend right now is Thinkific, and you can set up your own membership website for free, and you can create a membership site for your products. And what's awesome is you can actually start driving traffic to your personal site versus relying on whatever traffic is being driven on those other platforms. I never recommend driving traffic to your listings on those sites, right? So if you already have a content marketing strategy going, or you already know how to run paid ads, then you can probably just skip the Etsy and Creative Market step. But if you're brand new, just getting started, you don't have a website, you don't have a membership website, then just go the Etsy Creative Market route. And while those are up, hopefully making some sales, go ahead and build your own system on Thinkific or Teachable. Obviously, I recommend Thinkific because it has a lot more features and you can get started for free. Now, once you have that set up, you're ready to start driving some traffic. Now, obviously, this is a video in and of itself, probably 3 or 4 hours long. So I will link up in the cards and the description to a content marketing guide that goes through the 3 different types of content posts you can make, whether you want to do blogging, podcasts, or YouTube, that can actually begin attracting customers, whether you want to pay for traffic or not, and drive them over to your own platform on Thinkific, Teachable, or if you want to do WordPress for some reason and that you don't think that's a headache, then WordPress, right? But when it comes to content marketing or doing paid ads, it should always be driving traffic to your own platform, not someone else's like Creative Market or Etsy. And then finally, once all of this is going, we're talking probably 3 to 6 months, unless you are full-time in this and you're just going ham on this real hard, then and only then do you think about starting to make private membership websites and workshops. And I actually recommend your first workshop be a 30-day workshop. So it's probably going to sell anywhere from $50 all the way up to $200. And you just think about that process, that journey, right, that we thought about at the beginning, where our customers down here, they're trying to achieve a specific result, and you come up with a 30-day action plan for them to follow some steps. And you just create a 3 to 5 hour course that goes through all the steps they need to take over a 30-day period to achieve a specific result. Do they have to go from point A to point B for the course? No. Maybe the course just gets them halfway. That's okay. You don't have to make a course that always delivers everything under the sun. Just like with the worksheets and the templates and the scripts, we're taking out one small piece and saying, I'm going to help you with this part. And so the difference is, with a 30-day workshop, instead of this small sliver, maybe you're helping them with this big chunk, right? But you don't want to go in trying to make a $2,000 course where you take them from A to Z and everything else in between, right? That's a recipe for disaster. It's going to take you so long to make that course. And the more time you spend making courses and products, the less time you spend promoting the current ones you have to make more sales and increase your bottom line. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you got some value out of this video. Most importantly, you have a full roadmap for how to go from I have no digital products to I have a full-blown digital product business 6 to maybe 12 months later, where you create your first workshop. This is a tremendous amount of work, but it is truly rewarding, especially when you start getting those testimonials of how much of a difference you've actually made in people's lives. And of course, the bottom line increases is also nice too. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dive product building videos and videos on how to actually get those clients and customers to purchase your products. And until the next, keep building the business you love.